Recorded live at 4ZZZ Studios Brisbane on 102.1 FM.
And broadcast across Australia on the Community Radio Network.
You're listening to Zed Games.
With 10 years experience and over 500 episodes,
Zed Games brings you the best in gaming news, reviews, community and culture.
Want to reach out? Message us on Facebook at ZedGamesAU.
Welcome to Zed Games.
Hello.
Live here on 4ZZZ. My name's Hazel, and in the studio with me is Ronnie.
Yeah, it's me. Hello.
And coming over the airwaves to us is Toby.
Ooh. Hey.
All the way from wherever the hell he is.
Hiding.
Our
Somewhere.
foreign
Far
correspondent
away.
in the faraway land of New South Wales.
Yep. It's all very strange up here, I'll tell you that much.
Oh,
Down here?
yeah.
Where would you be?
Down.
Left, right?
Yeah, you're down.
Down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Sorry.
down unless you're looking at the map upside down. Or sideways, you know.
I was going to make a rude joke, but I'll leave it.
All
there.
right.
I was just gonna say you're down with the sickness, and then.
Well, considering the COVID epidemic
But not that
happening
sickness,
again,
no.
yeah, not that sickness.
No.
Please no. Please don't wish that upon us.
Only reference the song.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we have got quite a show tonight. We've got a review.
We do have.
We got a review from our friend Paul, who did it very quickly for us.
Yeah. How quick was that? I want to check the timestamps.
Paul is a video game reviewing machine.
Yeah.
You feed him video game discs and keys, and he churns out reviews nonstop. I don't know how he does it, but I love him. And
Thank you, Paul.
we're also going to be hearing some news.
Hey.
And I believe the final record of this was done by Cameron for the first time.
Oh.
Was it his first time?
I
I think it's his first time.
Yes, first time.
He can tell us.
And I think
Otherwise?
we better hear that now. So here comes the news.
Alright everyone, get some milk and cookies because here's your heaping dose of gaming news. The 2022 Game Award nominations have been revealed. The Jeff Keighley, CEO of the Game Awards, has recently announced the nominees for the 2022 award show. The nominees for the top prize of Game of the Year are Plague Tale Requiem by Asobo Studio and Focus Entertainment, Elden Ring from Software and Bandai Namco, God of War Ragnarok by Sony Santa Monica and SIE, Horizon Forbidden West by Guerrilla Games and SIE, Stray by Blue 12 Studio and Annapurna, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3 by Monolith Soft and Nintendo. God of War has dominated these nominations with several nominations beyond Game of the Year, including Best Game Direction, Innovation in Accessibility, Best Art Direction, Best Audio Design, and even more. The massively popular Australian game Cult of the Lamb has been nominated for Best Indie, where it's up against Neon White, Sifu, Tunic, and Stray. With 31 categories, it's impossible for us to list them all here, but you can check the news on our Facebook page for a link to the complete list. We'll also have a link for you to have your own say by lodging your vote online. If you just want to find out the winners, you'll have to wait until December 9th when the event will be live streamed from LA via YouTube and Twitch. Screen Queensland launches game-changing residency program. Recently, Screen Queensland announced they would be launching a residency program designed to support skill development and growth in early career games developers. The Screen Queensland residency offers 10 game developers, be they individuals, duos, or trios, access to a year-long program including a dedicated co-working space, access to leading industry experts, business mentoring and income support through self-employment allowance. It's the first program of its kind in Australia and is part of Screen Queensland's commitment to championing local talent and fostering the growth of our games industry. For more information about the program and how to apply, please visit the Screen Queensland website. Overwatch 2 patch delayed. Free-to-play shooter Overwatch 2 had a rocky start when it launched last month, and it's still dealing with some significant problems. More than 2 weeks ago, Blizzard removed Mei from the hero roster so they could fix a crucial issue in her gameplay. This came not long after 2 other heroes had been re-added from their temporary detention. The mid-season patch was scheduled for November 16th to return Mei to the game, remove several other bugs, introduce a slew of balance updates, and release more cosmetics in the store. Hours before it would go live, the update was delayed when Blizzard discovered a critical issue that has not been specified but seems to have threatened the integrity of the game. The only thing that wasn't put on hold was a new selection of cosmetics to the in-game store, including a new $10 skin for the still unplayable Mei. It's unclear yet if this is part of the game finding its feet or a sign of a consistently tumultuous future. Upcoming game releases: 17th of November, that's today, Goat Simulator 3 for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, and Windows PC. On the 18th, we have the Dark Pictures anthology, The Devil in Me, on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and Windows PC. And Pokemon Scarlet and Violet for the Nintendo Switch. On the 22nd November is Evil West on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series XS, and Windows PC. Just Dance on PS5, Xbox Series XS, and Nintendo Switch. And finally, Gungrave Gore on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series XS, and PC. And that's it for your gaming news.
Thank you, Cameron. What a fantastic first try at the news.
Yeah,
Give him a
thank you
round of
very
applause,
much.
everybody.
Yay!
Okay, I want to talk about Overwatch.
Well, I was about to say, that's what I wanted to talk about too. I was about to say, I still haven't played Overwatch 2.
I finally
Really?
started playing,
Yeah.
and I'm going to be honest, until right now, listening to the news, I did not realize that Mei was not in the game.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
You know, Torbjorn's not in there either.
Torbjorn's
there.
not in there.
Torbjorn's
in
there.
there.
He keeps
Torbjorn's
ruining my
there, but-
life.
But isn't he not in rated matches? I haven't
He
been able to
might not
play
be
in
in
rated.
ranked. I don't play
Oh,
ranked.
Yeah, he's not in ranked. May's the same, not in ranked.
Okay, well, either way.
Oh no, with Mei you can't. You can
Yeah, I don't
utilize
think you
Mei
play
to
Mei
get to
at all.
strange places that you're
Yeah.
not supposed to.
Her ice wall
yeah.
was completely broken.
Yeah.
But it was like that in the first game too.
Yeah,
I don't
think they'd
I
keep
don't
that.
I
understand.
think they just didn't account for it when they were making the new map.
But that's half the fun.
Yeah, I mean that was a whole component of playing her character was like how you use the ice wall to launch yourself into places that were really weird. Yeah.
Also, I just want to say I'm generally really bad at shooters. I have just like terrible situational awareness in games. My aim is not so good because my hands are really shaky. But the other night, I went 21-1.
Whoa. Oh, good job.
You had a gamer moment.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
And I get to brag about that on air because I have a radio show. Suckers.
Look, that's fair enough.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
The Game Awards are going to be, I don't know, interesting, I guess. I just kind of, I was thinking about it and I was like, oh, it didn't win. I was immediately thinking about last year and what was it? Immortals Phoenix Rising.
Oh, yeah.
And its awards for accessibility.
Yes.
And I remember because I played and reviewed the game that it was quite accessible. But I haven't actually played, what was it, God of War?
God of War Ragnarok.
Yeah.
I can tell you that Elden Ring probably won't be getting any accessibility awards.
Oh, absolutely not. Oh, definitely. 100% not.
No.
I gave off on Elden Ring very quickly.
Yep.
Partly for that reason. But I haven't played God of War Ragnarok. I've never played a God of War game. I see them and I think, oh yeah, but no.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of two different series at this point. It's like there's God of War and there's Dad of Boy. And they don't have that much in common except for Kratos is there.
Kratos.
I personally, I'm gunning for Stray to get Game of the Year.
Stray
Me
would be
too.
great, yeah. Yeah.
I just think
Mainly
it'd be
because I
really
haven't played
funny
any of the ones.
if the little kitty cat game beat like Elden Ring and God of War.
I think that absolutely the little kitty cat game should be Elden Ring and God of War. What else was there? I've immediately forgotten the news. We listen to it, we read it, and then I forget it
The
straight
Screen
away.
Queensland residency program.
yeah, that's gonna be really cool.
Really, really interesting. And if you're in the games industry in Queensland and you don't already know about that, you should go have a look at it and see if you're eligible.
You should, yeah. It's
Apply.
Yeah, it's an interesting. I don't know. I've been around on the application end of a few just like Queensland government arts grants. They're actually not hard to do. They just suck your soul out a little bit.
Yeah, that's bureaucracy.
A little bit.
Bureaucracy.
But you gotta do it.
Sell your soul for money.
Well,
no, don't apply. We've got to make Queensland the gamer hub. We've got to take something back from Melbourne.
Well,
we have a lot of.
We've got some great games.
We have.
Absolutely.
We have 4 Triple Z.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's what we've got.
Go and apply.
All right,
Come on.
Yes.
So you're listening to Zed Games, is that it?
You're listening to Zed Games.
You're listening to Zed Games.
Hello, you're listening to Zed Games.
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 Perfect. Thank you.
Coming up now is a review of McPixel 3 by our dear friend Paul. My name's Hazel, and you're listening to Zed Games.
Good evening. I'm Stephen Stevens. The year 2012 will be seen by video game historians as a turning point for the independent game developer. Modern classics like Hotline Miami, Journey, Fez, and FTL forever changed the face of video games. But one game towers above them all and radically altered the course not only of video games, but of human civilization. That game was McPixel, the creation of enigmatic child prodigy Sos Sosovsky. A revolution in art, design, music, and groin kicks, McPixel would go on to define a generation of video games and create seismic industry ripples still being felt today.
McPixel 3. Some of you might be asking, where on earth is McPixel 2? The rest of you are probably asking, what the hell is McPixel? Well, McPixel was sort of a chunky pixel, arcade, puzzle, adventure game thing released in 2012, taking cues from WarioWare, but in an adventure game concept. You'd be presented with a small vignette, more than likely involving a bomb in some way, and given a few seconds to solve it. The name of the game here, though, was less puzzles and more gags. Highbrow gags? No, they weren't. Lots of kicking people in the groin and toilet humour, but also just such inspired, unexpected interactions that there was a real charm to the whole package. You'd typically be given a set of levels and keep cycling through them until each one had been won, traditionally by stopping the explosion and eventually saving the day. You could then go back afterwards and try to find all the outcomes that you missed. It was simple, brisk, and a generally pleasant experience. Now, 10 years later, Sosovsky is back, and with the help of Devolver Digital, we have a sequel and nothing has really changed. That is, until it changes drastically and things will never be the same. The mass of the game takes the same structure of the first game, except where in the original you simply selected level sets from the menu, now you've got a world to explore, which is pretty fun, until it starts making you walk a long way to open up the next levels. It's a joke though. They even do a few things to deliberately mess with the player. You really need a certain taste of humour that enjoys being lightly trolled. It's not a deal breaker, but should I really wish my puzzle game selection screen had a fast travel? Anywho, the game starts simply enough. There's a few interface improvements to help you track what you have and haven't seen, including a very welcome option to highlight all interactive elements in a scene, which really cuts down on the random guesswork and aimless clicking. Many of the game's scenarios will simply have you trying each interactive element until you find the one that works. Gameplay wise, it's not super compelling, but most of these interactions will have a gag associated. You're here for a good time, not a deep time. One of my big issues with the game is actually that, unlike the original, it's not available on mobile. I'm unaware of any plans for it to be ported, and that seems like a missed opportunity, because it really is a great short session game. My other big issue with the game is the music. For a small joke puzzle game, there's actually a good few hours of play here, and get ready to hear the same, 5 songs over and over. They are longish, except they all have the same form, and that is a single bass riff played over and over again, with drums and then some doodling melody over the top. They get so monotonous, and as the game's only audio, they certainly encourage me to take breaks. So, what differentiates McPixel 3? Well, as the game continues, your expectations are going to be challenged. There are a lot of mini-games now, from driving, platforming, sport, first person, and so on. There are also twists on the narrative and interactions between scenes that really excited me when I discovered them. A lot of these surprises are now in the new boss fight scenarios, which are honestly worth the price of admission. Constantly evolving battles where each step is a puzzle that must be solved before the next is revealed. There's so much creativity to be found in these, along with some genuinely clever puzzles. There's an endless mode which will cycle all the scenarios you've unlocked in story mode, a few extras and secrets to discover. There's even alternative costumes that are pretty ridiculous and are only used when walking around between levels anyway. Still, I got a few chuckles out of them. Clocking in at 6 to 7 hours to complete, McPixel 3 is a bigger, more ambitious version of the first game, which is mostly going to rely on your sense of humour. Thankfully, there is a demo available on PC, which if you haven't played the original, I highly recommend, as it is a unique concept to say the least. The full game is available on Switch also, with both versions selling for around $15. I played the game on PC, with code provided by the publisher.
McPixel 3.
Thank you, Paul. That was a hell of a review.
Yeah, thank you.
I really enjoyed the long segment at the beginning from Steven Stevenson about McPixel changing the face of gaming and everything forever with groin kicks.
Oh, yes.
And here I was thinking the name of the developer was a joke, but nope. It's Soskaus. Oh, God, I'm not even going to try the rest of it.
Yep.
But yeah, no, that is their name.
Yep. Honestly,
thank God there's Steve.
I want to talk about this McPixel 3 review, but I feel like Paul said everything that could possibly be said about this game. And
he just did too good a job.
He just did too good a job. He didn't leave any work for the rest of us.
Way too good a job.
It's all pixels.
Paul, if you could be a little bit worse at your job.
Yeah, Paul, could you start sucking a bit more?
Yeah, thank you. It would also just make me feel better about myself.
And also be a little less reliable.
Yeah.
You're too reliable.
Thanks.
Drives me crazy.
You could have just let us, flounder around.
I barely have to cover for people anymore because Paul's just so good at it.
Paul, let us crash and burn. I think that's what they're trying to say.
We have to be a good dad and let us learn from our own mistakes. That goes for you too, Toby.
Oh no.
Too many dads on this show now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's time for us to get some music again. What?
What?
Too many dads?
What's wrong with dads?
Too many dads in the kitchen.
Yeah.
What's wrong?
Too many dads around the barbecue.
Too many dads around the barbecue. The sausages are completely black. My name is Hazel. My pronouns are she and her. And I'm in the studio with...
Ronnie. And my pronouns are she, they.
And Toby's in our ears.
Yes, I'm here and I'm he, him.
And there's a reason why specifically we're going to give our pronouns this week. Hazel? Do you know why?
Why?
It's Trans Awareness Week. If you weren't aware, you're aware now.
Oh, I'm aware of myself. Oh my god.
Yay.
Oh, yeah.
Well.
No, I think it's important. We don't really do it that often. I think we just kind of... I don't know.
Oh.
I have a pin that has my pronouns on it. That
You
I
can't have a pin on
around.
your voice, though.
No.
Maybe we'll
but
do
it
it
is,
more.
It
Maybe
is
we'll
on
do
my
it more.
Instagram profile.
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
That's you.
Yes.
Your
That's
Instagram
me.
profile. That's
and if
that's
I
the,
ever
Find us on
introduce
Instagram.
the
myself
truth.
in person, I will give you my pronouns.
Yeah.
On the radio, I just forget.
Yeah. Well, I want to talk about Pokemon.
Well, I've just
What?
checked the news.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
And Pokemon Company's chief operating officer has revealed that the games have already broken a new record for the franchise.
Really?
What, pre-orders?
The
or?
Pokemon, the pre-orders, it's the biggest pre-order in Japan, just for, not clear if it's meant worldwide or just Japan, but it's the most pre-ordered game in Pokemon series history.
Wow.
Interesting. This must be the only one in like the last 10 years that I haven't pre-ordered. Yeah.
I mean, there's been a lot of Pokemon lately. It's
There has been. I haven't been able to keep up with
it's
it.
hard to get excited about every single one.
Especially because they're all the same game.
Yeah.
Well,
I would
they're
like
not,
a
they're
little
not,
bit
they're
more
not,
polish.
but Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
And you get different little critters.
This is true, but I would happily wait longer for a slightly different, slightly more polished game.
Well,
But that's me.
I trust that both of you have already seen the starters.
Yeah.
I might have delved deep into...
Look, I've looked at the leaks
all
too,
the
but we're not
leaks.
going to talk about the evolutions
I
because
haven't done
that's
that.
not public knowledge.
I haven't.
Oh,
done,
I've looked further than just the evolution.
Okay, well, we're not going to talk about leaks because that's rude to people who are trying to avoid spoilers, but
No spoilers! Yeah.
we are going to talk about the starters.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Toby.
Yes.
I know you're going to buy this game the second it comes out.
I've already bought it.
Well, I know you're going to go pick it up the second you can.
Oh, well. I got a kid. I would try and see if I could play it at midnight, but I don't know.
As soon as you are physically able, in a
Yes.
reasonable manner to play it, I know you will be playing it.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me your starter plans.
Well, I was going to go for Weed Cat.
Weed cat.
That's what Caroline calls it, Weed Cat.
Caroline calls it Weed Cat.
Yes,
Caroline
I'm
calls
seeing
it
this.
Weed Cat. But when it comes down to it, I'm taking in my own spoilers that I know. I have changed.
Oh.
I am going Quaxley.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I am now going to Duck. And yeah, let's just say, out of all of their future growth patterns, Quaxley just manages to just do it, just make me happy.
The duck won you
okay.
over.
Okay.
The duck won me over.
So I always, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what game it is or how cute the weed cat is. Sprigatito is so cute. Oh, but
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I always pick a fire Pokemon for my first, playthrough of a game because Pokemon is one of the only games that I will do multiple playthroughs of.
Yeah.
But that's because I'm doing it anyway because all the games are the same, and that's not a criticism, really, because I'll keep giving Nintendo my money.
It's like playing The Sims over and over again.
Exactly.
It's like
But,
the game's not changing that much, but
I'm not
gonna
gonna
keep playing
lie.
it.
As far as starters go, the fire starter for the new games, Fuecoco.
Fuecoco, I think.
Yeah.
Coco.
It just doesn't. I don't. I'm not. I'm not.
I'd say
I'm not vibing.
it is actually my close second. So
Yeah. Okay.
It vibes. Its evolution does have a good vibe.
It's a little dinosaur. It says crocodile-like Pokemon, but it's like a dinosaur-looking.
It gets a bit more
thing.
crocodile as it.
Yeah.
Shh, spoilers.
But, I won't discuss that any further. Now,
how about you?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me? Little
Yeah,
old me?
Yeah.
you.
I'm probably not going to buy the game because I don't have a Switch and I don't want to spend $500.
But your starter?
But if I was going to play it, and if I do eventually play it on an emulator or something. Shh. I didn't.
Or you
Nintendo,
borrow
you didn't
somebody
say,
else's
you didn't hear that.
Switch.
Or I borrow
If
somebody
you borrow
else's
my
Switch.
Switch.
There's two Switches in my house.
Yeah.
It would be Sprigatito.
Yeah. Okay, so between the three of us, we've got all of the starters.
Initially, yes, between the three of us, we have got all the starters. Initially, it was like, haha, funny weed cat. But then I realized that Sprigatito is like, it like perfectly matches up with Chiquitita by ABBA. So now every time Pokemon comes up in the house, I'm just like, Sprigatito, you and I know.
Yes.
I love it. I do have one qualm with the game.
Yeah.
And that is the fact that Lechonk exists.
Lechonk, yes.
And in the game, you make sandwiches. And the sandwiches are made of... And one of the ingredients for sandwiches is ham.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So where do they get their ham?
Oh, you know, from the ham tree.
From the ham tree,
tree?
It grows
from the
on
ham
trees.
tree, okay. Oh, phew.
I don't know what you're implying there.
What do you think? Do you think ham comes from animals?
I think ham becomes ham is amalgamated from something. But we'll see how that one goes. But yeah, I love that.
Like going through a news thing of like the new Pokemon that are here, and some of them are really cute.
I know.
I don't know.
The
I don't know how
Fido
old
still
this
has a good space in my heart. I might
Fido makes me angry
evolve
to look at.
Oh, this is all of the new Pokemon confirmed. So this is an elite.
Yes,
This is.
I'm not mentioning any non. These are officially released Pokemon.
I'm keen for
Fido
this.
is a dog that's made of like bread dough, and it's spelled Fido as in dough. And every time I look at it, it just makes me angry. I want to throw it. I will not elaborate any further on that.
I'm excited for Wiglet, which is crystal water Pokemon of what was it? The
Diglett.
Diglett, yeah, Diglett, and I'm assuming it will probably evolve in a similar way, like a Wig trio. Like a duck trio. Oh dear. Wug trio.
Oh.
Is that the past tense of wig? A wug?
A wug?
A wug.
I cannot confirm or deny that the name of Wiglet's evolution is Wug Trio.
Okay. Well.
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 What a good song. And what a good game.
I forgot to put the headphones back on and I couldn't really hear Toby. I was like, where did Toby go?
Until you heard my wow from the distance.
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
Have
all right.
either of you touched Sonic Frontiers at all?
No.
Have you been watching anything about it at all?
Other than the fact that it's got a better Metacritic score from, from people playing it than the people who play Elden Ring.
Oh, yeah. I did see
but
that. That was about
I'm sure
it.
less people rage quit it than Elden Ring.
I mean, look, that's not that hard though, is it?
No.
So, I don't know. The bar is not high.
Yeah. I'm sure there are a lot of very angry reviews for Elden Ring on Metacritic.
Yeah, I can imagine. So, I mean, I appreciated what Elden Ring was, but I still didn't want to finish it.
Yeah, I really like Dark Souls. But there's a certain point in like each game where I'm just like, nah, I don't need to play anymore. That's enough.
My rage quota has been reached.
It's more like, oh, this next bit is so miserable and I can't avoid it, so I'm just gonna stop playing. Because I'm like from this point on, I'm not gonna have fun. I had fun.
Well.
I ran out of fun. I'm sure there's more fun after that, but I can't get to it.
Well.
And
did you try harder?
Did you try harder?
No.
I don't even play those. I don't play Dark Souls. I have a personal affront against it.
Look, the fact that my very first experience of the Souls game is like it was where I did it on a stream and it was so bad. It was so bad. The fact that I even like went to like couldn't get through the tutorial bad because the controls just weren't working. The fact that I even decided to play Elden Ring again, I think decided to try Elden Ring is just like, yeah, okay, I tried.
Yeah, you tried.
I can say I gave it a good shot.
Well, it's time for us to say goodbye.
Bye.
No.
Thanks for listening to Zed Games.
If you'd like to listen to more, check out our podcast on Spotify.
Or follow us on social media at ZED Games AU.
See you next time.